shared this link. So what you just have to do is, click on this link and yourself in our community. So I like you once you just join, basically introduce yourself and what you're here for and all of that. So you can also follow us on Twitter with this link. Just click on this link and you get to see us. Also, you can connect with Tabitha. Tabitha is on Twitter. I will share her handle just soon. So click on this link and you get to connect with Tabitha on Twitter. So if you have any questions for Tabitha, we are taking just 2 questions. Unmute your mic and ask a question. Anyone? Unmute your mic and ask your question. So we noticed that a lot of people are outside trying to join this meeting, but they are not able to join because we have reached the limit. So please, if you have anybody who is waiting outside, share this link with them and they are able to join. Share that link with them and they are able to join. Anybody who is waiting outside. So what I'm going to do, if you're in the Slack channel, just help me copy that link and post it on the Slack channel so that other people who are not able to join will be able to join this meeting. So if I'm take over the stage, I'll be with you in 2 minutes.
Yeah. What?
All right. Thank you so much, Ma. And thank you so much, for that session. It was really, really awesome. It was awesome. Thank you. Some things that I took home was that you said, where's my book again? I wrote them. You said we should always ask for help when we need to and when we can. Then, some people are very, very shy of asking help from other people. They feel it's a sign of weakness and it's something that is not nice because everyone is going to feel that you don't know what you're doing. But thank you for making us know today that it's nice to be able to ask help from experts, learn more through community. Thank you so much, Tabitha. I really, really do appreciate. So none of us asked Tabitha any question. Okay, Tabitha, let me ask you a question. I don't know, maybe it's in some people's head and they don't want to ask. Can I?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So before now, I used to really get confused with social media management and community management. You're a professional community manager. So a community manager and a social media manager, are they really supposed to do the same things?
All right. Let me see how I can answer this question. So community managers actually vary. So there are different types of community managers, and I think social media manager is a part of community management. So it really depends with the job. So there are people that employ you to maybe manage the social media accounts of a particular company, and with that you're actually building an online community. I mean, with everyday interactions, the engagements you make on, let's say, Twitter, or it could be LinkedIn or Facebook. And then there's also the other aspect of community where you have, like, for example, there's a Slack channel. The Slack channel, and that you have direct people you're actually dealing with. So you actually realize that they are like 2 different things. So we have the social media side of things where you get to interact with an online audience, but then there's also the side where you have actual people, like, for example, HerTechTrail. We have all the members of HerTechTrail in our group. Let's say, for example, a Slack group, and then these people need to be managed. We need to be sharing information here. You need to communicate different things to them, so that I'd say social media management is a part of community management. Just that they know, and then yeah, that's how I can actually answer.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. I know it answered someone's question, but the person doesn't want to ask. Thank you so much for making that clear. Thank you. And there's something I admire about you. You talk pretty fast, but you're still comprehensible. You're saying something fast, but I can still understand what you're saying. That's really, really nice.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, in a few seconds, we're going to be having another mind-blowing session. Now, this session is nothing like we've had already. Of course, we had wonderful sessions. The keynote session was wow. Miss Tabitha's session was super, super amazing. But this next session is going to blow your mind. And for this session, we are going to be welcoming Miss Gloria Ojukwu. I don't know if she's ready yet.
Okay, so thank you, Ifoma, and thank you, Tabitha. So we are live on YouTube now. So if you have someone outside waiting to join this meeting, just share the link and the person will be able to join. So I think we have also shared our social media handles. So if you're not following us on Twitter, when we talk about community, like Tabitha says, it's not limited to a particular channel. So you just look at for places where you can meet people of like-mindedness. A lot of people got to know about this cohort 3 application just because they are following us on Twitter. And we have a lot of amazing opportunities coming up. And the best way to stay ahead of the news is to follow us on our social media platforms. So I think I have shared this before, but let me share it again. So click on this link and you get to follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay, so this next section is about knowing what to do in tech, knowing how to start in tech. So Tabitha has already been able to share with us that if you want to excel in tech, you have to be in a community. And HerTechTrail has made it so easy for you by providing that community for you. Now, let me blow your mind. The first 2 jobs I ever had in tech was referred to me by someone in the community I belonged. Now, I didn't apply for these jobs. I was just referred. And they didn't even ask me about what did I graduate with, which school did I go to, what did I study in school. They are not interested. They are just basically interested in what you are able to do for them in tech. So I've been able to get into so many opportunities because I have been belonging to communities. Okay, so if you know that you're not in the community yet, just join the community and you're good to go. So how do you get to know, okay, is digital marketing the right thing for me to do? Is product management the right thing for me to do? Before now, a lot of people, in fact, there was nothing like UI UX 10 years ago. A lot of us who started then, we just went directly into web development because as at then, that was like the easiest thing to do. Okay, someone said I should share the Slack channel. Okay, if I will do that pretty soon. As at then, that was the easiest thing to do. Once you're entering into tech, the next bet for you is to just join, start doing web development. Okay, as at that point, there was a lot of barriers into other, domains, and these other domains, very even sure if it was gonna pay. Although at the point when I started, I wasn't even focused. I didn't even know that tech would be paying so much as it is today. I wasn't even concerned with the money. I was just basically, I need to do something that will amaze people. I need to be part of something that is bigger than me, and tech is actually bigger than me. So I wanted to be part of something that is bigger than me, and something that when I do stuff people will be amazed, people will be motivated, people will be challenged to be better. So that was basically my motivation. I remember when the first time I showed my friends the website I designed, they were amazed. They were like, whoa, you did this? And that was the kind of feeling I wanted to be getting, right? And I actually motivated some of them as well, because a lot of people are already seeing the fact that, okay, the tech space is for guys. Oh, I'm saying something interesting. Just give me a minute. There's a problem here with the link, so I'm gonna reshare something. So yeah, try the one you're seeing on the channel now. If there was a problem with the first one. So as then, a lot of people just wanted to, they felt web development was the easiest thing to do. And the thing is, web development is not the only thing that you can do in tech. A lot of people used to think that for you to be in tech, you need to be a programmer, you need to be coding, but that's not the truth. That's not the fact. There's a whole lot of no code part that take in. I know a lot of people who even earn more than the engineers, more than the developers, more than the programmers. So I'm gonna be sharing this screen. Just give me one. Let me share. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. So these are some of the parts that you can take into tech. You have UI UX design, you have product design, you have product management, you have front end development, you have data analysis, you have web development, you have digital marketing. There are even more of them that are not here, like project management is not here, cloud is not here. A lot of them are still not here. But for now, these are the ones we are offering. Okay, so the thing now is, how do I know that I'm supposed to be doing UI UX? How do I know that I'm supposed to be doing product design? And how do I know that I'm supposed to be doing product management? Now, if you look at these things, when you look at product management and product management is a managerial role, same as project management and some other similar roles. Now, for you to be in product management, I tell people you need to have had experience working in either of these beginner ones like UI UX, web design. So if you're already good with programming, even if you're not good, so far you've had like a little experience in it, it's good you know how to do the basic things before you now come into managing these products, because you cannot be managing products in software if you do not understand how software works. And the best way to understand how software works is when you have experience in either of these UI UX, product design, data analysis, web design. Now, there are some people who do not have experiences in these ones, but it can still work for them. Okay, it can still work for them in the sense that when you're trying to enter into the spec space, the things that you should be looking at are three things. You should be looking at one, what are your current skills? What are your current skills? What can you do currently? So I might not be experienced in UI UX, but I have an experience talking with interfacing with customers, talking with users on the platform where I normally work. haven't been experienced with products, what is it called again, with UI UX or web development, but I know that because looking at product management, now the first thing that you have to do when you want to get into a tech path is to make sure that you research on what you want to do. A lot of people just say, oh, product managers are earning so much money, let me go and become a product manager. You haven't researched about it, you haven't even known what it is all about, you haven't even known how much work you need to put in, you haven't known the prerequisites of what it demands, you just jump into it. So the first thing, when I was joining tech, I researched for more than 1 month on what I wanted to do, because then, like I said, the areas were not even I didn't have much options than people have these days. Now you have product management. 10 years ago, there was nothing like product management, though it might be there, but it wasn't popular. Okay, there was nothing like UI UX. It wasn't popular as it is now. There was nothing like digital marketing. What you could be hearing then is web development, cloud developers. These are the kind of things you would hear them. Back-end engineers, front-end engineers. So it was more on programming as at then. So how do you know which of the path to take? The first thing you should do is to research. Take time and research on what you want to do. Now, when you have researched on what you want to do, look at the skills that are required. For example, for you to be a good UI UX designer, you need to be able to pay attention to details. Little things matter in UI UX design. Something that is as little as a hover effect can make a company lose millions of dollars. Okay, can make a company lose millions of dollars. So how do you make sure that UI UX, you look at the skills that are required from a UI UX design, you now cross-check it with your current skills. If you do not have those current skills, you have two things to do. Either you look for the one that you have the current skills, or you develop yourself to match with the required skills, okay, for that tech path. So these are the things. Then you look at your passion. You also get to look at your passion. Now, if you look at your passion and you find out that, okay, these are the things. Now, if I love coordinating people, okay, product management is something that might interest me. Now, but in product management, coordinating is not the only thing that is there to do. We have other things. You need to make sure that your users are loving your product. So it means you need to know how to understand people, like have empathy for people, understand people's user needs. So if you're also good in listening to people, so not just to listen to talk, but to listen to understand their pain points, then you have a chance in something like product management, because in product management, these people represent the users and make sure that the users are satisfied from the product features that are being built. So these are the things you have to look at. Then the third thing that you need to look at is to make sure that the skills that you have chosen or the skills that you're interested in will pay you. Okay. Now, I know some people who started front UI UX design in Nigeria, at least. I know people who were the frontiers in UI UX design. They took the risk, even though at that point it was not paying, but they saw the future. Now, if you're looking at trying to make money, at least in the next 2 years, you need to be able to research and make sure that the skills that you're interested in is something that will be able to pay you at least in the next 1 to 2 years. So you need to look at salaries of, let's say you want to get into UI UX, but you're not sure the opportunities. You need to research. You need to research the opportunities. What are the current salaries? What do product managers currently earn? So that is how you know how much product management can pay you. You're interested in something, quite all right, you're passionate about it, but you're not sure if it will pay you, and you haven't made that research, and you basically just jump into it because somebody you see or admire is doing that currently. You might be shooting yourself on the leg. Okay, so someone is asking a question, we'll attend to all the questions after the talk. So in the next 5 to 6 minutes, we should be rounding up this talk. So this is something that you need to do. Take a look at your passion, take a look at your current skills and know whether you need to upskill and research on the path that you want to get into. Make sure that you research on the path that you want to get into. So if I'm interested in something like, just give me 1 minute, please. I think my screen has stopped sharing. So you can still see my screen now, right? Okay, so if you're interested in something like front-end development, you need to ask yourself, do I like things? Because you need to even ask yourself, what do front-end developers do? Before you now ask yourself, do my current skills match with the required skills for a front-end developer? Okay, so front-end developers are people who translate and UX into code, and they develop the part of the software that the users can see and interact, pay attention to details, and they're also attracted to design. Now, if you're very logical, you can put in two things. You can have two things, and you can make a very good decision from it. That means you're very logical. You might be looking at things like back-end development. You're good in maths. You need to look at things like back-end development. If you're very good with numbers, you know how to play with numbers. You know how to, look at raw numbers and take insights from them and actually present them. You might be looking at things like data analytics or data analysis. You need to look at things like data science, because these people are people who they could look at a set of numbers or a set of data, raw data, draw insights from them and actually turn it into an information that will make sense to people. So these are the things that you need to make sure. So one, you need to look at your current skills, look at how much opportunities are currently in the field. All these, before we actually put up all these tracks for the cohort 3, we had actually made the research for you, and we are sure that these things are things that can pay you. We have digital marketers now. Some digital marketers are even earning more than product managers, like not even just from salary, but from what they can do for businesses. If you're a digital marketer, there are things under digital marketing that you can do that will drive you even millions of naira in 1 week. It's possible. People are doing it. People that are doing it, and they are making the money. So all these things, all these tracks that are here are things that we have researched or we have done the work for you. And we have made sure that these things are the things that if you take them serious, you will be able to start making a good fortune for yourself in the next 1 to 2 years. Now, I also like to state the fact that the tech space is not a get-rich-quick scheme, in the sense that some people think that tech is something that you just come into and learn, and after 1 to 3 months, boom, you start making money. It doesn't work like that. You need to be able to solve problems for people, for organizations. And before you're able to solve those kind of problems, this is something that requires you sit down and make sure that you learn the hooks and the corners. So you need to make sure that you learn these things. And a lot of people also make the mistake of self-learning. Self-learning is good if you have so much time. Personally, I was one of the people who, self-learned, and that was more than 4 to 5 years before I actually make my first money in tech. Okay, so you need to make sure that you have a good support system. A lot of people think they can basically just go to YouTube, and I can start learning on my own. That will work. But if you're looking for something that will work faster, you don't need to learn on your own, because if you have a good support and it will take you something that will take you 5 years. Okay, let me not use 5 years. Something that will take you 2 years when you're self-learning can actually take you 6 months or even less if you follow, if you find a structured learning program. And that's what we have been able to do in HerTechTrail, where whether you're in the private category or you're in the general category, we assign you coaches that make sure that they don't just mentor you, they teach you the very basics, from the very basics to the very advanced stage. So that is what we have been able to do in HerTechTrail. We have been able to make sure that all these, you don't have to bother yourself about, okay, I've finished, for example, in UI UX, I finished learning about the part. You sometimes you're learning backwards instead of frontwards, because you don't even know the next thing you're supposed to be learning when you're learning something like this. So we have been able to come up with a structured learning pattern where you do not have to worry about all those things. What you just have to worry about is being committed, you showing up, and you learning. So I'll be using the next 5 minutes to take questions. So if you're currently trying to transition into tech, or you're trying to advance into a higher level in tech and you're confused, you want to be able to make sure that you're on the right path, you can ask the questions. We are doing this in 5 minutes. We have a lot to do today. Okay, any questions, please?
When will the main lesson start?
You mean for cohort 3?
Hello?
I can hear you. You mean for cohort 3?
I don't know, but I'm saying, when will the main lesson start? Like now, I chose product designing. So when will this lesson start?
Did you apply for cohort 3?
I think so.
You're not sure. Are you a guy or a girl?
I'm a guy.
Okay, so I know a few guys are here, but this program is actually designed for ladies. Okay, so if you're a guy, we might have to refer you to our partner, but HerTechTrail is designed for ladies, for Black and African ladies. Okay, so if you're a lady and you're looking at when it's in the flyer that I'm sharing on my screen, it's starting on the 5th of March next month. So applications are still on. So if you know anybody who needs to get into the scholarship, you can share the link with them and they get to apply. Everybody who applies will be taken, actually. So but we believe that a good number of people, up to 70% of people who apply will be taken. So let me hear from someone else, any other person who has a question.
Yeah. Okay. Hello.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's the difference between web design and this front-end development? I usually see them as the same.
Okay, so in web design, the web design are people who do not want to code, but they still want to be able to develop web applications. So you're not programming, so you use the no code path into it. So what we are doing in this cohort 3, we will be introducing you to WordPress. You'll be developing web applications, but you will not be coding, you will not be programming. So you're using ready-made tools. People have done the work for you on the background. So as a matter of fact, one of our partners will be giving domain names and hosting services for everybody who will be in this, who will be admitted into this web design track. So you have your own domain name and your own domain, your own hosting server. So normally this costs at least between 15,000 naira upwards. Okay, if you're not in Nigeria, I could say $20 upwards. and you'll be getting it for free if you're eventually taken. So I hope I answered your question.
Please, I have a question.
Yes, thank you.
Great.
Hi.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I just want to say something. Thank you for this opportunity because I'm in Canada, and sincerely, I'm a business analyst, but trying to transition into product management.
Great.
So it was my sister-in-law that sent me this link. And ladies, I will say don't miss this opportunity because I've been trying to get to do this product management, and the fees were so outrageous, up to like $3,200. And trust me, when I saw this, I almost fainted. I didn't waste time to jump in. But then this question, are you going to have cohort 4?
Yeah, we have 3 cohorts every year, and this is the first cohort. Okay, the second cohort will be in August. So I myself am a product manager, and when I took a course in Udacity years back, when HerTechTrail has not even started, if you want to learn product management in Udacity, then I already know it actually, but I already knew it, but I wanted something more professional because I self-learned. I learned something more professional. I had to pay. Then it was about I think $300 or so for 1 month, and it is pay as you go. So if you want to learn and the average for you to be able to understand something is in 3 months. Some people learn up to, some people who probably do not have enough time to commit to it, spend up to 6 months learning, and I was able to pay $300 per month. Imagine how much I spent. And then $300 in Nigeria was big money. Like even now it's still big money. Imagine paying 150K for 1 month. So in 3 months you have 450,000 naira. People who stay in Nigeria know what 450,000 naira can do for you. You can pay a house rent for you, actually. Can even do many other things for you. So if you're here, even other courses are still so much outrageous, not just product management. So we have been able to know, because we know that the average African woman will not be able to afford those kind of outrageous fees. That's why we are doing this. And we didn't just wake up one morning and start doing this. We made researches, we got partners, we got support to do this. So I'd like you to take this very, very serious, just like Alexis has said. So in a year, we'll have 3 cohorts. So if probably you're not taking, you still have chances of being taken in other cohorts. But I pray and I believe a lot of us will be taken. So I hope I answered your question, Alexis.
Yes, thank you very much. So, because I intend to take all these courses as it relates to my area of interest. Thank you.
Hello, please, I have a question. Good afternoon.
I have a question.
Okay, one person at a time, please.
Okay, I'll just go first. Good afternoon. So, for the data analysis track, if you have some knowledge, is it advisable that you take the course, or it's for total beginners, like it's a beginning course to just help you familiarize with data analysis?
Okay. So in this cohort, we have beginner to mid-level courses, and we also have mid-level to advanced courses. Like if you want to go into design, UI UX is for beginners. And
okay.
Beginners is for UI. It's for beginner to mid-level. So mid-level is you're no longer a beginner. So it means that if you already know UI UX, you can still gain a lot from the UI UX track. In the first 3 weeks, we'll focus on the beginners. In the remaining 7 weeks, we focus on the mid-level. So that's how it is. So if you want to go advanced into UI UX, mid-level to advanced, you look at something like product design. So for data analysis, in this track, we are doing beginner to mid-level. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Great.
Okay, can I ask? Yes, please. Good afternoon. Okay, please, I want to find out what's the difference between product management, brand management, and digital marketing. I actually have a second question. My second question is what are other parts that one can marry with UI UX that can go with UI UX?
Okay, I'm trying to understand your question. Let me answer the first one first. You said the difference between UI UX, digital marketing, and what?
No, the difference between brand management, product management, and digital marketing. They all seem like they are related or something.
Brand management, brand marketing, or brand design. What did you say again? Sorry.
Brand management, product management, and digital marketing.
These are totally different things. They are not even related. So digital marketing are people who make sure that the product that a company is building reaches the faces of those who need it. And they don't do it manually, they do it digitally. That's where the name digital comes from. So for brand are people who make sure that the product is well packaged as per design. So you look at people who design logos, who come up with brand identities. So those are the brand people. Then product management is an entirely different thing altogether. Product management makes sure that the user needs of a particular product is satisfied, and not just satisfied, it also aligns with the business goals for the organization. So let's say, for example, an organization is trying to hit the business goal for that, not really the organization, but the product in itself. So let's say, for example, the business goal for YouTube in 2022 is to hit $500 billion. Now, the product manager is the person who makes sure that any feature that is being dished out there is going to satisfy the users and is also going to meet that business goal. Now, this is easier said than done. There's a whole lot of things that go into doing something like this, and that is what you'll be learning in the course of the product management. So as you can see, the three tracks that you have mentioned are totally different, and they are not related in any way. Hope this answers your question.
Yes, it does. But the second question, can I throw it again, please? Okay, I was asking about other parts that are related to UI UX, like something that one can, like, after you finish UI UX and you still have time in your hands, or you just want to like do something else, something that is related in the same in a related path with UI UX that one can do.
Are you trying to look for motivation for the question? Hello?
Yeah. Sorry?
Did you get my question?
No, I did not.
Did you get my question? So I'm saying to understand the motivation for your question. You're thinking UI will work for you. I need to get the motivation before I'm able to answer that question.
Okay, yeah, I'm thinking that UI UX, for instance, like that's what I want to go into.
Okay.
But I'm someone that I want to learn. I just don't want to learn and just sit down and fold my arms. If I master UI UX, I don't mind trying something else, but I don't want to just dive into something that is not related to what I had already had skills for. Like you mentioned earlier, that we should look at the present skills that we have before going into any path. So that's why I asked the question.
Okay, so I think you're going in the wrong direction, because your focus shouldn't be what will happen or what some people learn UI, some people practice UI UX for years. So why are you trying to UI UX when you have not even started UI UX? I don't understand that. I think that you're going in the wrong direction. It's better you focus on one and master one before trying to deviate or to add an additional skill. Because if you try to do more than one more than one thing at the same time, you will end up not knowing either of them. These things are not, like I said, these things are tech skills, and they are not something that is easy, that you can master in 1 month. No, it's something that you need to put in a lot of work. So your focus shouldn't be two things, your focus should be one thing. I hope that makes sense.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. I have a question.
Okay, tell me, you can go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon. Thank you so much for this workshop. Oh, I think somebody else is talking. I can't. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for this workshop. I attended yesterday's workshop, and today's own too has been very, very insightful. Okay, so I just want to ask a question. I know this is like a free training that we're having, and I just want to know, will there be certificates at the end of the training? One, then two, how viable are the certificates? Can I jump into the tech space and start looking for jobs? Later, I get a certificate from HerTechTrail, or I have to go for other courses, or attend other programs to make my certificate viable or tenable in the market. I just want to know if all those things are possible.
Yeah, so I got your question. So basically, in tech, you don't pursue certificates. You pursue tech skills. You pursue skills. Like I said earlier, nobody has ever asked me of certificates. Recruiters reach out to me every time on LinkedIn. They have never asked me if I have social certificate. They're only interested in what I can do. The tech space is not like the other maybe medical doctors where you have to have all the certificates in the world, or the law space. It is not like that in tech. The certificate here is just an additional thing to ensure or to prove to somebody that you have actually learned this thing. Yeah, somebody says portfolio. Thank you very much. So what they are looking for is your portfolio. So if you finish learning web development and you cannot show anything for it, you cannot show what you have developed, you cannot show at least one application that you have developed. If you have 50 certificates, nobody is going to hire you. I don't know if that makes sense. So the certificate here is an additional thing just to prove that you actually attended so training. Doesn't mean that is what companies are looking out for.
Okay. Sorry, for further clarification, like I'm a newbie, I'm just transitioning into tech and all that. Okay. I'm used to recruiters asking for certificates. That is actually what they need to see, that you actually have a particular skill or you are trained in a particular area. So for tech, how do people get recruited? How do people get recruited? I understand that, there's a community that you belong to, and if you join the tech community, somebody introduces you or somebody links you up and all that. I mean, I'm just looking at, if I put out, let me say my curriculum vitae, and I say, I've learned data analytics or product management. I mean, does that give me an advantage? I don't know if I'm making sense. Does that give me an advantage? Or I'll have to, there's something that I need to put out there for people to actually know that, I have this particular skill. Like you said, your skill will not show, I don't know. I'm a newbie to tech. I'm trying to wrap my head around the whole tech thing, so if I have let me say if I have a certificate in HR, for example, I have a certificate in HR, they know that I have this particular skill. In tech, what will I need to present? I don't know. I think I'm still going back to that same question. What do I need to present to show that this is the skill that I have, this is what I can do?
Yeah.
Apart from
what are you actually interested in now?
Okay, I'm actually interested. Like I said yesterday, I love Excel. I love working with numbers. So I'm looking at data analysis. I'm looking at data analysis, but I have a background in banking. So I'm looking at, transitioning into tech from banking. But where I'm coming from, my background, what they look at is your certificate. They don't even ask you the skills that you have. It is your certificate that speaks for you. When you get employed, that is when you can now actually say, that times that people actually have those certificates and I cannot actually do what they can do, but for tech, I want to know if it's a different thing entirely, if it's a different environment entirely. What are the things that you need to present for people to actually know that, okay, this is what you have as a skill?
Okay.
I don't know, am I making sense?
Yeah.
Or I've modeled everything up?
Yeah, you're making sense. So if you're interested in something like data analytics, what I would tell you to do is focus on learning data analytics, and don't wait till you finish learning data analytics before you start putting yourself out there. So how do you put yourself out there? Some people actually go to Twitter and create a thread of what they are learning. So probably the first day you start learning data analytics, you can create a thread on Twitter. You can start announcing on LinkedIn that this is what you're learning. Organizations are watching you. They know that, okay, for example, you already have a background in HR. Let's say you have a background in HR and you're trying to get into technical recruiting, not just normal HR. So companies are looking out for a recruiter that has a knowledge of tech things. Like they know that you'll be able to know when a web developer is good or not, or when a UI designer is not good or not. So if you're HR and you're putting out that you're into data analytics on LinkedIn, people are seeing you. They know that, oh, this person is already good in HR. And now she has acquired a tech skill. So they already know that you're a good fit for a technical recruiter role. Now, if you're looking at things like data analytics, start showing people what you're doing. If you're a web developer, don't wait till you become an expert before you start showing people what you're doing. And you don't need to go into anybody's DM. Just post it on LinkedIn. Use the good hashtags that are connected to what you're putting out there, and people will see what you're doing. Write articles on what you're doing. If you're doing data analytics, a time will come in your learning journey in HerTechTrail when you start building data visualization boards. Share the link to those boards. Share the things that you have done. Share the things, the articles that you have written on something you have done. For you to be able to write an article on something, it means that you actually understand that thing. And companies are looking at you. Companies are looking at you. Recruiters are watching you. So there are times you might not even need to apply for a job. I know somebody announced on Twitter last week that he's just finished learning UI UX, and he published all the works that he has done. In less than 6 months, he had learned UI UX, and somebody reached out to him based on that tweet that he made, and he got a job. I don't know if this makes sense. So what people are looking at now, some people will spend 2 days learning a tech skill without showing anything for it, while somebody can spend 3 months learn. There are people who are in UI UX that don't have one single portfolio, and yet they call themselves a UI UX. They call themselves UI UX designers. This person has been able to prove that even in less than 6 months, these were the things he has been able to do. And he did not wait for himself to become an expert before he's there showing the world what he's doing. I don't know if this makes sense. So basically, put yourself out there. Don't be quiet about it. Don't be quiet about your skills. Put yourself out there, basically.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. That answers my question. Thank you.
I have a question.
We have just 3 questions. Who is talking now? Chidima, let's hear from you.
Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate this workshop. My question is, by the time the training will start, what form will it take? Will it be a daily thing or weekend? I want to know so that I'll prepare myself, hoping that I will be selected too. Thank you.
Yeah. So the training will be 2 times in a week. You will be required to come to class 2 times in a week, and mostly on weekends. And you will be required to, because these classes are 3 hours, like 1 hour, 30 minutes for one class. And they are live classes where the coaches will share their screens, give you access to also share your screen. So everybody's carried along, nobody's left behind. And also, depending, because everybody will not learn at the same time, depending on how your coach has been able to arrange your timetable and everything. So, but we make sure that it is not during working hours. That is something that we can assure you. So for people who are not in Nigeria, we make sure that we put it in a time where we are sure that you're not working and the people in Nigeria are not also working. I don't know if this makes sense. So you'll be able to come to classes.
Excuse me, can I ask a
Thank you so
question?
much.
Hi, can I go next, please?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So I wanted to ask if it's possible to change the track before the classes start. So I signed up for a track. I was in between two learning tracks, and now I want to know if I can change the learning track.
So if you want to change your learning track, what will happen is that if you're selected to the track that you have applied for, you will be able to write the academy director and let her know that you want to change your track. Then you'll be able to change your track only in the first week.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. So any other person, the last person?
Hello, good afternoon, Miss Gloria.
Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. One of the UI UX cohort 2 students.
Oh, great.
I want to ask me to apply for product design, product management. Sorry, product design. If you are already UI UX cohort 2 graduates, do we need to apply again for product management?
Okay, so if you are in product management, you still need to apply. The only thing is that you're sure that you will be taking. Yeah, you are sure that you will be taking. That is only if you have successfully graduated from UI UX track. So if you're not successfully graduating, that means if you're not taking your certificate, we will not be able to automatically give you an admission into product design. But if you're graduating with a certificate, that means you have met all the requirements from the track that you're coming from. So we are already sure of you. So you need to apply, but you're sure of your admission into the next level. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma. Thank you, ma.
You're welcome. Any other person? Just one more.
Hello, ma. Hello, ma'am. Please, can I ask a question?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so I wanted to know, if someone has graduated from one cohort class, can the person reapply for another different track in another cohort class?
I didn't get you. What's the question?
Successfully graduated from one cohort class, can the person reapply for another cohort class after successful graduation?
I can't hear you. Sorry, just come again. No, let's wait. Let's do it now again. We are hearing from Press. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, ma. I said if someone has successfully graduated from one cohort class, can the person reapply for another different track in another cohort class?
That's exactly what Okoyemi has asked. So yes, the answer is yes, you can reapply, but you are only sure of your admission if you have successfully graduated from the previous track. So yes. Okay. Yeah, Rebecca, I wanted to ask a question.
Yes, please, I wanted to find for those of us that were in cohort 2, has certificates been given out already?
No, the certificates have not been given out already. The certificates are ready. You'll be getting them on or before Monday.
Please, ma, I want to ask.
All right, ma.
Please, ma, yes, network have been so up and down in my environment, so I couldn't follow suitly. So I wanted to ask, in this HerTechTrail Academy, can you take more than a course? Is it possible? Like you want to register for? Yes, can you take more than a course at the same time?
No, you take more than one track. How would you even cope? It's not advisable. It's not even healthy for you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Any other question? I just want to take as much as I can, but there is no time. I'll end all the questions at 15:45 for the Nigerian thing.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I really don't want to take the class back. Or I was having issues with my network connection. So once you've selected one of the tracks that you want to join.
Yes, I can hear you. So if you're
sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I said I really don't want to take us back, but my network was very bad, so I just managed to rejoin, and I think I lost track of what was going on. So if you select a particular track, is there meant to be like a registration process for the cohort? Because it appears that that's what you're talking about.
So have you applied for the cohort 3?
Yes, I have. That's fun here.
So if you have applied, the only thing that you need is you need to write an entrance. Okay, so we give you with everything that you need